Hello, everyone.
Welcome back.
We're back.
Another 2 episodes in one, so I'm going to be in the same set.
Today, we are... Where's my... Here it is. Sarah is posing another question.
Do you want to do like a random one? I don't even remember the question.
Here, just read. We're just going to go down the list. There you go.
What's something small you started doing that makes you drastically happier?
Drastically happier.
Or just like happier, I guess. Drastically like...
Okay, I have a good one.
Okay, you start.
You might not like this one.
Okay.
But I think because we've been friends for so long, you probably notice that this is something that's been happening more recently. But me not responding right away to everything.
I like that.
And that's new, right?
Yeah.
I feel like we always used to like all day long, or talk on the phone all day long. And it's not just to you, it's to everybody. I think I just started setting up kind of like a safe boundary for me where it's like, if my mind just needs a break, I don't need a reason why I didn't respond to someone. And if you love me enough, you're not going to take it personal.
Yeah, that's what I was going to add too.
Yeah, like if the people are close enough with you and actually know your heart, like she's never going to be mad at me or stop talking to me because I responded to her the next day. I responded to her about something that wasn't important. Like
that's
because if she actually needed me,
like,
right?
It's not like I'm stranded in Newark, help me, and you're
when
like, I'll answer her tomorrow.
When there's like a storm or something and she'll text me like, yeah, there's going to be snow or something, I do try to respond because I'm always like, if they lose power, she has 2 small children. Before ever going to a hotel, her and her husband and her kids are always welcome in my home. That's number one, right? Like even her parents, I don't know where I would fit them, but like I'm figuring it out. And they live in an area that it snows more than here, and that like the power does go out often, and so it's like that's a time that I do try to make sure like I always respond. But like if I can see the preview and if we're just like shooting the shit, or if she's just like, how about this, and I know it's not close to a Wednesday and I don't have to answer a pod question right away, sometimes I do just like kind of give myself time. And like I wouldn't say that it intentionally has made me happier, but it's definitely intentionally made me less anxious.
Peaceful. Yeah. I think that's a good word. Peaceful.
Yeah. What about you?
Drastically happier. I started acupuncture, and that was nice.
I'm happy you did that. Yeah. I love that for you.
I know.
I believe in all of that stuff.
My first appointment was like an evaluation. So like on the phone, she was like, yeah, usually like, I don't do needles the first day. So like she's doing it about like we were talking through the consultation, and then like I went on the bed. I swear to you, I didn't even know there was like needles in me because I could not feel them. I was like scared at first, like thinking that I was just gonna have like like pointy needles in me this whole entire time, and that I like would be like a skeleton, would be like a statue, like cannot move. So like I'm on the bed, and she's like, yeah, just relax. I did not even know there was needles in me. She did it like so gracefully.
That's excellent.
Yeah, she did it so gracefully, so just like I was so calm. And just like
that means she's good at what she does, that she hit the right pressure points, that you didn't feel it.
Yeah.
Because if someone like is rushing through the process or doesn't really know what they're doing, you will feel like a little sting, know. But like that's great.
Yeah. And it was funny. She also did cupping with like fire and stuff. And like I was talking to her, I literally felt like I was getting like witchcraft done.
I don't know if that's a good feeling.
No, it was like a cool, like it felt like I was like it was like an out of body experience. Like I felt like I was getting like witchcraft done. Just like the vibe of it.
I don't think of witchcraft as good though.
Just like spells, like your body's getting spells and that all the bad stuff are getting taken out. That's how I felt.
All right.
And it was working. Yeah.
I mean, if that's your jam, that's your jam.
And I was just like, she was like, yeah, you're just going to like lay there for like 20 minutes. I literally like did not. That was like the first time where it's like I didn't know what to do for 20 minutes because it's like I didn't have my phone, so it's not like I could just like scroll and whatever. I literally just like laid there in peace for 20 minutes doing absolutely nothing. Just
I love that for you.
Yeah, just mind and body.
Love that.
So that made me happier for sure.
That's great.
And also I finally gave up on the coffees.
How do you feel?
I mean, like I never really was drinking coffee for the caffeine. I was just drinking it because I just like
it tasted good.
It was just something.
And her coffee, in her defense, her coffee was milk. Like it was like milk, always had whipped cream on top,
caramel iced coffee with milk, medium caramel iced coffee with whole milk and whipped cream on top.
Yeah, it was like very sweet.
Yeah,
It
so it's like
wasn't, and it
literally
was Dunkin', so it wasn't even like super strong. Like it was like,
so I was basically drinking them every single day. At the same time drinking them, and then I'll look at the mirror and I'll be like, why does my face look so bad? As I'm sipping my coffee, like. So I finally gave up on them for not even the reason that you think, because I know that I said one of those last few episodes, my New Year's resolution with the whole coffee and how Duncan got all like, haha, you played yourself. We're gonna make it $2 coffees every single day. This whole time, it wasn't even $2 coffees.
what, did you not even notice that?
No, I didn't notice because we were getting like other things. So I was getting stuff for the kids, and like when I
They
paid,
played you?
so it was only $2. I guess like you had to like tell them it was only $2 iced coffees. Like when I was doing it through the app ahead of time, and I read back, I was like, does it say like order head only? And it didn't. So they were like playing me this whole time because I saw the receipt one day and it said $4.25 when it was supposed to be like $2.17. And that was the only reason why I was getting them every single day.
Duncan, explain yourself.
Yeah, I have the receipts. So I have the proof.
They played you.
Because then the one time I got just coffee and I went to scan and I looked at it and it said for something. And I'm like, huh. And then I looked back and I was like, these MFs, these MFers.
Wow.
Yeah. But so then I was just like, I'm done.
So you feel like,
coffees.
But wait, that made you happier? Or what made
it made me happy because my skin's like healing now.
Oh, yeah,
like. Yeah. Because like I feel like with all like the post-pregnancy hormones and stuff, like it was literally like I feel like I was breaking out like all jawline, like literally like from here up, so crystal clear. It was all jawline, and since it was hormonal, I'm sure the milk from the cows was not helping that.
Yeah.
Like dairy is not good for you in general, but like when you have hormonal breakouts, it's just kind of like adding fire to more, right? Adding
fuel
fire,
to the fire.
Fuel to the fire.
Yeah. I have another one too.
It's healing. Yeah. I feel like so. I mean, it's only been a week. So.
My other one is, and I don't obviously do it every day, but because I wasn't working for so long, obviously I was always dressed in like a hoodie and sweatpants, and I love a good sweatsuit, but I started getting dressed, maybe like not even fully dressed, like even if I'm wearing this. Okay, so for instance, when we record, I think there was only a few episodes where I like didn't put anything on, but like when we record, I tried to put on. I don't get my lashes done anymore. Not only because I'm not working, but it's really not good for your eyes.
I feel like once you start lashes, you just keep going.
You have to keep going, and then like your real lashes really really thin out, and like not only that, but like you forget what you look like without them. That whenever they're off, you have no confidence, like none. And that was important to me. So for those of you that like known me for years, 2 times I drastically cut my hair like really, really short. And each time what it taught me to do was like love my face. And I think that's why I like got confidence, because like I stopped hiding behind my hair. Like it was like I had no choice but to love my face. Like I either have to like my face at least a little bit, or I'm going to be a hermit and stay in the house. Right. So with the lashes, it was like the same thing. I stopped doing them because I was just like, I need to like my face again. Like, yeah. And now my lashes started growing back. So when we record, I try to put on like some mascara, and like maybe sometimes we'll like pencil in my brows, like do something to just like make me feel a little better. But since I haven't been working for so long, I definitely recognize that when you're not looking good, you're not feeling as good. So look good, feel good is a real thing. I definitely, even yesterday, I was hanging here with my boyfriend, and I was like, I had an interview earlier in the day, and I was like, I'm gonna keep my jeans on. Like, I'll just change my shirt, like, but I kept my jeans on, and I stayed dressed for the day, and I felt so good. Like, I was like, I'm not going nowhere. Nobody's seeing me, but like, at least I'm cute. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I think that was important too. So if you ever feel like you're in a slump, like be intentional with just like doing something that makes you look a little better, and then you might feel a little better.
Yeah. For me, like I feel like I I don't know. I'm big on the sweats. Like that's like what
Yeah,
makes
but
me
like
feel
that's the
good.
thing.
But I
Your
feel like
sweats are
it's
matching. Your
yeah.
sweats.
So it's
It's
like
not like you're in pajamas, like
yes,
with
I
something with
agree.
holes or bleach or like
Yes, like just like
mismatched.
a put together outfit. I
You
think
can
that's
still
what
be
it is.
like
I
even
feel like
now. I'm in my pajamas essentially, right? Like little track pants and a hoodie, but like I put mascara on. I clipped my hair up. When you first walked in, my hair looked like I stuck it in an electric socket. You know what I mean? Like I was just chilling around my house, no bra, out here. But like I cleaned myself up. It doesn't have to be much, but just doing something small goes a really long way with how you feel, I
I feel like
think.
I'll do that with like showers and like doing my hair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that.
That was a good question.
Thanks.
Next on our list. This one, I really want to know what you're talking about here.
That was just like one of the questions I saw.
Okay,
I wasn't
go.
like thinking about anyone.
Oh, can I see it again?
Yeah. Okay. So what made you go, wow, this person's a piece of shit? I have a few.
Yeah, I think we all have a couple, right? Like,
Okay, so one time, um, I used to be friends with this girl, and because we had kids the same age, and I was at her house, like we were just like we had babies. So this was when Travis was just turned 1, so like a fresh 1 year old, and I think her kid was a few months younger than him, so he wasn't even 1 yet. And like as a mom, like when your kid is not doing what they should be doing, like when they're babies that young, like it's not like they understand what you're saying, but you try to say like either like no or like whatever. So her kid was, I guess, just like being rough, and I don't even know, like just like making a mess, being rough. She walks over to him and just hits him in front of me, in front of like I don't even like I was just like in shock. She just like hit him to the point that like this poor little like probably 11-month-old had like a handprint on his back from just like being a baby. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
Like wasn't doing anything. Like what can a 11-month-old possibly do that you are hitting his back to the point that like there's like a handprint on him?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Like yeah, so that I was just like, wow. That's when I was like, wow. Like not even this. Like that's just like I didn't want to like be like who knows like how you are gonna act when people are not around. Like, can you imagine doing that in front of people?
Did you stop talking to her after?
Well, yeah.
That?
I mean, shortly after that, we definitely are not friends anymore. But that was like that was like the biggest red flag. I was like, geez. And like it was even to the point that like the husband was there too, and the husband was like, why did you do that? And then I guess like she was so embarrassed that like we all like we weren't like encouraging it or anything, but I think she was so embarrassed that we all had shocked faces. She apologized to me. She was like, I'm so sorry I did that. I'm like, apologize to your freaking kid. Like I know he's a like what like show him some love. Like don't apologize to me. I'm just like I already judged you. Like that's done with. But like that was like the first thing she did. Like when her husband came to yell at her, she came over to me and was like, I'm so sorry. But like yeah, like you did already. There's nothing to be sorry about.
Yeah.
So that was like this person's a piece of shit moment. Your turn.
Hold on, let me think.
I know. So that one, that's a good story for that. I'm trying to think what else.
I'm trying to think of like,
I feel like we should have like
who don't I like? Oh, okay. I can I can give you an example of somebody who is a piece of shit. Can I? Hold on, wait. Who? I know you're not good at whispering, but like, do you know any of like anybody that I don't like? That's who I was thinking of too. Yeah. That's who I was thinking of too. So I don't usually come on here and talk about like exes very often, but
I love how we both.
I have one specific ex who didn't cheat on me, who didn't like didn't break up with me. I broke up with him, didn't cheat on me, didn't do anything blatantly like
to you
obvious that I shouldn't be with this person. But like
The hotel story.
Intuition. I don't know what you're talking about. Just shh, because you like to. I don't know what you're talking about. Remind me of that another time. But I have something in my head. She's not good at staying under the radar, by the way. But didn't do anything like obvious to me. But I always had this like underlying intuition, and I was just like putting pieces together, and I was like, no, something's wrong here. Now, when we officially broke up, like I know what you're talking about. I'm not going to bring that up because there's a kid involved in that.
Okay.
I'm not going to do that.
But my story had a kid.
Yeah, but I was like, no, I'm not doing that. That's I have an emotional relationship with that kid. I'm not doing that. But after we broke up, well, it's too late, and you know who you are now. After we broke up, fast forward maybe like a week or two, and this person like went down the shore and was, mind you, had my family on social media, had my friends on social media, and like again, never cheated on me to my knowledge. Never cheated on me, never like gave me a reason to like not really trust them or whatever. But like after we broke up, about a week later, goes down the shore and is like really showing his ass on social media on his stories, like zooming in on girls in thongs and girls twerking and like posting it like face by ass. Mind you, my uncles followed him on Instagram, like my family knew who he was and stuff, and
I unfollowed him that day.
It was embarrassing to me because what happened was I was at my mom's house outside hanging out with like some of my immediate family, and I hadn't seen it yet, right? Because we broke up on like semi good terms, kinda. I didn't really like, we didn't unfollow each other. I didn't do the whole like let me delete every picture. It was kind of like let me do this at my own pace, out of like respect and
like, there was no bad blood.
It wasn't bad blood. It was again, and there wasn't a reason that I broke up with him. It was more so just like a bunch of reasons. And
you don't need a reason to break up with someone,
right? But the point is that like I didn't break up with him out of like anger or like hurt. Like it just wasn't. We weren't for each other. Period. So for him to kind of do that on social media with zero regard to the fact that my family's going to see it, I didn't even see it at that time. I was in my mom's house and my family member was like, what the fuck is this? That was so embarrassing to me that I was like, this person is a piece of shit. And then I was like, all of these small reasons why I broke up with this person is now amounting to the big reason why, which is ultimately this person is a piece of shit.
Yeah, showing your true colors. Right. Comes out one way or another.
Right.
That's what it comes
out to. And it's like I would never do that to someone that I like once cared for or something, like, you know, like to try to like humiliate them or to try to like embarrass them or to try to make them intentionally feel bad. Like, sure, we all like flex, you know, after a breakup, everybody all of a sudden looks better. Everybody all of a sudden loses weight. Everybody all of a sudden, you know, and that's one thing. Like, yeah, after a breakup, get that confidence going, girl. Like, have your friend take this picture of you while you strike a pose, but to like post something intentionally to like get a reaction out of someone out at our big age, respectfully,
I agree.
I think that
the pictures were literally like as if he was like eating ass. Like it was
like girls gone wild. Like, I'm so happy to be outside, but
something like it was literally like that's what the captions were.
Yeah, like and I was
single again.
Yeah, like it was ridiculous. And like all of my friends saw it, so I started hearing about it because like obviously my friends started texting me. My family member was like, "What is this?" Like, and I was like, I don't know what that is. Like, you know, it's embarrassing. It was very embarrassing. But that was when I was like, oh, this person is a piece of shit.
A P.O.S. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like in regards to like breaking up and stuff like that too, all I think about is like, because I know this has happened to you, when it's like you break up and it's like you have like who knows what the ex is telling their family, but when like their family starts like calling you and texting you, it's like, why are you getting involved? Like, are you really that like?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, so another time that I was like, wow, this person is a piece of shit. This is old friend. This is a girl now, like, because I don't really have too many of these stories. This is from years ago, but like I realized like there was like a big situation, and after that situation, she basically tried to like uh, uh steal. Ultimately,
she didn't basically. She stole from you.
She tried. Well, no, because I got it. Like I didn't. I stopped it before it happened.
But she stole from you. You had to like take it from where she.
Yeah. That's true.
So she did steal.
Yeah. And that obviously will make you say,
caught.
wow, this person is a piece of shit. And then it also made me realize, you start thinking back on like the whole friendship, and it's like, wait a minute.
Where'd my earring go from 5 years ago?
Yeah. And like, wait a minute.
Maybe that's where I lost my.
Like, this person was only being friends with me in ways that benefited her, because like, she was a beautiful girl, beautiful girl. But something she didn't have that I had was kind of like the drive, ambition, and personality. My personality came with all the friends. I had all the friends. I knew all the connections. I knew how to talk to people, to get to know other people and whatever. And like, she didn't have that. So like, she had that through me. And then once I broke up with her, pretty much broke up with her. But once I like stopped talking to her, right? Like, screw you, you're a piece of shit. Then all of a sudden it was like she had to get back with her ex-boyfriend because she had nobody else. So it was
karma.
Yeah. And he was a bigger piece of shit than she was. So imagine that. That sucks.
Just another piece of shit with a piece of
Just
shit.
two pieces of shit floating in the toilet.
Together, happily ever after.
Not really, because that didn't last. Yeah. Yeah, so we might have time for one more question, I think. Yeah, I just checked the time a little while ago. On a lighter note,
what's the best advice given to you? I feel like I have to like think about that one for a second.
Yeah, okay, ready? Let's go deep in a thought.
Right?
1, 2, 3, go. Best advice given to me. I'm going to say for my grandpa. My grandpa passed away a couple years ago, but when I was growing up, that was like my dad. That was the love of my life. And he always used to like remind me how beautiful I am and all this stuff. And he was very gentle with me and like loving. And I love that man to death. But he was like kind of rough and tough, and he was a different character. He was a little different than most grandpas. Used to do like push-ups before bed and stuff. But he would always like, when I got my first job and when I was working in the school and he was in the hospital, like he was laying in a hospital bed, and he used to tell me like I was working AmeriCorps, which is a nonprofit like national service org, and I was overworked, underpaid. Like it was it worth it? Did they pay some of my loans? Yeah, great. Would I do it again? Absolutely not. Like that sucked. But he was laying in his hospital bed sores from being there so long. He was at this point like an amputee, dying, and he would still like say to me like, don't take no shit from nobody. Like if someone disrespects you, you tell them, you don't allow it. Like, and I think he's who, not just me, but his kids and his grandkids, for those of us who have that like grit and stand up for ourselves and like fight for what we believe in is right, I think it's because of him. Don't take shit from nobody. Don't take no shit. Like,
and like you would think too that that's like common sense for some people, but it's not.
It's not. I mean, we know someone really well who like is used to being used and abused.
He definitely takes shit.
Right. He takes shit, and it's affecting every relationship in his life now.
Yeah.
And it's like us, like, you, I feel like grew up very similar. Like it maybe wasn't taught to you like don't take shit, but like your parents they taught you to have a backbone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So
my answer kind of like kind of goes with what you were saying, like with the don't take shit or don't take no shit.
Don't take no shit. Yeah.
I was gonna say how family doesn't mean forever. Like just because you're blood doesn't mean you have to like keep taking the toxicity from them, or like just because you're blood doesn't mean this person can keep doing the things that they're doing and you just have to like keep forgiving them. Like I don't believe that blood makes family. Blood just makes you related. Family is like the relationships that you have with people. What do you think?
That's a hard one. I know exactly what you're talking about. And for that specific situation, I would agree.
Yeah.
In my life, personally, I've never had a relative treat me that poorly. Yeah. I think there's it depends.
Well, even if it doesn't have to do with you, like just like think like all like the situations of like family, like think about your family, but like let's say like they did like bad things. Then how would you handle it?
And that's what I mean. Like I have a lot of family who have done a lot of bad things. I have family. I had a brother who is an addict and is recovering now, right? So it's like he did a lot of bad things, but like I never cut him off, right? Which is debatable. Was it codependency? Absolutely. Was it, you know what I mean? It's debatable depending on how you look at it. But I do think some people have been burned so bad with family, but because they view them still as family, they can't let go. I don't know how to, because I haven't been in those situations. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Because especially culturally, I grew up like family is forever. You could be pissed off at family. You could fight with family, like fist fight family, even. Like, you know what I mean? Like, really, really mad. There could be money involved, all this other stuff. But like when someone dies or if someone's really sick, you show up. So that's kind of like, is that hypocritical? Absolutely. Is it kind of just like a cultural kind of standing in my mind, though? Yeah. Maybe I should go back to therapy for that one day. Not today. But
just in the sense too that like blood doesn't, I don't know, just like blood doesn't make you family. Like family.
I will say this: blood is not a binding contract.
Yes.
So you can be blood with someone and you can have the same cultural views as I do, like family is forever, yada yada yada. But that doesn't mean you have to take the shit. That doesn't mean that you can set up a boundary, right? You can set up a boundary. You can
still love people that aren't in your life just from afar.
And sometimes it's 100% healthier to say, I love you so much that I'm not going to talk to you anymore because
you need to figure out on your own too.
Right, because you need to learn, or because I need to protect someone else that I love.
Yeah.
Or because like boundaries with people you love are not bad. They are
healthy and how
necessary.
Yeah.
Necessary. Whether it's a minor boundary, something like, no, when she calls me past 9, I can't answer it because it's always a complaint or something. Or if it's a big boundary, like I need to cut this person out for some time because they are wreaking havoc on my life. They're stressing me out. They're doing whatever. Like boundaries aren't bad at all. I think they're necessary.
Yes.
Yeah.
And just the whole like how I think relationships with people, like that could be your family.
Yeah. You're my family.
Yeah, exactly.
We're not blood, but we're 100% family. I view us as family. My family knows Sarah. Sarah's family knows me. Our kids, her kids are very much my family.
Yeah.
I view them like they were my blood niece and nephew. Like I said, if she were to have a blackout tomorrow, like power out, like my home this is your home, vice versa. If something were to happen where I can't stay here, even with her under construction, I know that she would be like, just come here. Like, it is what it is. Like, she's my family. But I also don't think that we bring like toxicity into each other's life.
Yeah.
I don't think that like.
But I think the whole like family doesn't come. It just depends on the dynamic of, because I know everyone has different family dynamics, so it really just depends. Like it's hard to like say like the whole like, oh, what if this, what if that, because it's not actually happening.
Mhm.
But maybe if it ever gets to a point of like reality, then like,
And everybody has a different breaking point.
yeah,
So it's like if you feel you're reaching yours, do what you got to do for yourself.
exactly.
Because you're no good if you're breaking down.
Yeah. Like if you're complaining about something every single day, or like if you're, you know,
Yeah.
then you have to think about what needs to change.
Yeah, I agree. Because it is kind of annoying dealing with someone who like likes it. It's almost like they like abuse. Like,
Yeah.
what do you, if you're this unhappy, do something about
Yeah.
it. At some point, people got to take responsibility for their own happiness, their own contentness, their own like, you know, if you don't like it, change
Just
it.
take no shit.
Take no shit. Message of today's episode.
Yeah. All right. Well, this was a nice one. I like the questions.
Yeah, this was
It
great.
really brings out like our personality, and maybe something for you guys to think about as well. Ask yourself these questions.
Yeah. What's the best advice you've ever been given? What
made
was
you
something?
think,
Yeah.
wow, this person's a piece of shit?
Yeah. Let us hear your
Did
stories.
we do 3 or 2?
We did 3. What was the first one? Oh, something that you've been doing,
yeah.
something small or something big, even that's made you drastically happier.
Yeah.
Share.
I know. I see these questions on TikTok, and it's like such small, easy questions that you really don't think about. But then when you're talking about it, it really like brings you awareness of like what makes you happier. Then just keep doing it. Same thing. Look what to not look for in relationships when you think people are pieces of shits.
Yeah.
And advice. Yeah.
But
all right. Well,
thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.
Follow, like.
All the above.
All the above. Follow, like, do all the good stuff.